There's something different about you. You've felt it your whole life. You don't fit in not because you're broken, but because you're set apart. And lately things have been shifting. Doors are opening without knocking. People you never expected are noticing. And the strangest part, you're not even chasing it. That's not coincidence, that's God's favor. When you're truly chosen, the signs start showing, not just to you, but to the world. And when that divine spotlight hits, it's impossible to ignore. If this message reaches you at the perfect moment, when your spirit needed a reminder that God hasn't forgotten you, then type 1111 in the comments right now. That's your signal of alignment and an act of faith that divine blessings are being released over your life. And if you're new here or feel spiritually called to messages like this, make sure you subscribe. This space is built for the chosen ones, the spiritually awake, the ones walking in purpose. Let's get into it. 1. You walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere. You don't need to speak loudly, assert dominance, or draw attention to yourself. You simply enter, and the room reacts. It's not arrogance, it's not ego. It's something spiritual, a presence that reaches beyond surface perception. People look up, conversations falter, eyes follow, not because you're flashy or imposing, but because your presence carries something not of this world. There's a weight to it, a sense of something sacred and set apart. The anointing on your life doesn't demand attention, it commands it. Not in a boastful way, but in a way that unsettles anything false, anything dark, anything not aligned with truth. Light doesn't have to shout to be noticed. It just has to show up, and darkness will always flinch. That's what you carry. And whether people know it consciously or not, their spirits feel it. That's why some people avoid you without explanation, why others revere you without understanding why. The atmosphere shifts, not because you try, but because you're marked. 2. You keep winning in ways that make no sense. Doors open without you knocking. Resources show up before you ask. People go out of their way to bless you. Strangers, even enemies. From the outside, it looks unfair, unexplainable. But those who understand the supernatural know it's not luck. It's divine alignment. It's favor, moving like a current behind the scenes, disrupting natural laws to fulfill a higher purpose. You weren't supposed to get that opportunity. You weren't the most qualified, the most connected, the most visible, but you were the most chosen. And when you're chosen, God has a way of positioning you where hustle can't take you. He orchestrates outcomes that bypass logic and confuse those watching. While others compete for scraps and fight for recognition, you're being handed things money can't buy and influence can't fake. Favor creates shortcuts, not to make life easy, but to make His glory undeniable. You don't have to chase what's already assigned to you. Grace makes it happen, even when it doesn't make sense. 3. People are drawn to you or deeply intimidated by you. You notice it often. Strangers pour out their hearts to you. People you've just met treat you like a confidant. Friends tell you you bring peace, clarity, comfort, like your presence quiets the noise in their minds. But then there are others, people who seem to dislike you before you've said a word. You haven't wronged them, haven't challenged them, haven't done anything but exist, yet their energy shifts around you. Coldness, jealousy, passive aggression. It's not personal, it's spiritual. The light in you exposes what's hidden in them. It confronts the parts of them they're still running from. That kind of presence makes people choose, evolve, or resist. That's why your circle is smaller. Why some friends couldn't stay. Why certain rooms grew uncomfortable. You're not doing too much, you're just carrying something too real for their comfort. And the closer you get to God, the more your spirit will disrupt anything not aligned. That tension, that reaction, it's proof that you're carrying divine weight. 4. You keep surviving what was meant to break you. Look back at everything you've endured, The betrayals, the losses, the unexpected blows, the silent battles no one saw. By all logic, you shouldn't still be standing. There were moments you didn't think you'd make it. Times you cried yourself to sleep, questioning your worth, your future, even your faith. But every time, somehow, you rose, not because of willpower alone, not because of luck or coincidence, but because purpose kept you alive. There's something on your life that hell couldn't cancel, that trauma couldn't erase, that disappointment couldn't bury. You're not just surviving, you're being shaped. Every storm refined your spirit. Every setback was part of a setup. You were never meant to die in the pit. You were meant to rise from it. And that constant resurrection, that pattern of divine recovery is the clearest sign you're still here because your assignment isn't finished. 5. You hear from God clearly, even when you don't try. There's a knowing in you that goes beyond logic, a voice you don't always understand in the moment, but it always proves true. You feel nudges, you sense shifts, you get warnings before storms, clarity before chaos, instructions that defy conventional wisdom. And though it may not look dramatic on the outside, it's deeply spiritual. It's discernment, a divine frequency your spirit is tuned into. You've outgrown the need for confirmation from people because God speaks so directly to your soul. He guides you not with pressure, but with peace, not with noise, but with clarity. That inner voice has protected you from countless traps. It's moved you away from wrong relationships. It's positioned you for divine timing. Even when you question it, even when you doubt yourself, His presence confirms His direction. That's favor. Not loud, not flashy, just real, just accurate, and always on time. 6. The enemy keeps attacking you, harder than most. If it feels like you're constantly under fire, constantly targeted, constantly hit with distractions, delays, and spiritual warfare, you're not imagining it. The pressure isn't proof of failure, it's proof of purpose. The enemy doesn't attack what isn't a threat. You've probably noticed, every time you're on the edge of a breakthrough, the resistance gets heavier, the distractions get louder, the opposition becomes more intense. That's not bad luck. That's a sign you're close to something major. Hell is reactive, it senses momentum, it recognizes destiny. And when you carry something God ordained, the warfare comes not because you're weak, but because you're dangerous. Don't let the attacks convince you to quit. Let them confirm you're exactly where you need to be. The resistance is real, but so is your resilience. You weren't built to break, you were built to battle and win. 7. You're being elevated publicly without playing the game. You don't scheme, you don't fake smiles, you don't manipulate your way into favor, yet somehow your name keeps coming up. People advocate for you in rooms you've never stepped into, doors open you didn't even know existed, and those watching from the sidelines, especially the ones playing politics and chasing clout, don't understand it. Because your elevation isn't about strategy, it's about sovereignty. God doesn't need a system to promote you. He doesn't need permission from gatekeepers to position you. When it's your time, no amount of opposition can stop it. Favor accelerates what others wait years for. It takes the overlooked and places them at the forefront. That's why your journey looks so different. Why the typical ladder never applied to you. You're not rising by man's methods, you're rising by divine assignment. And the spotlight isn't for your ego, it's for His glory. 8. You feel a divine push to stay set apart. There's a tug in your spirit, subtle but relentless, pulling you away from what everyone else is running toward. You watch others blend in, follow trends, chase platforms, and mold themselves to fit whatever's loudest in the moment. But you can't fake it. You can't force yourself to want what they want. Fame doesn't move you. Approval doesn't fulfill you. You feel out of place in rooms that value performance over purpose. And though it's lonely at times, you know it's intentional. That divine discomfort isn't rejection, it's redirection. God has marked you to be different, set apart, preserved. You weren't built to go viral. You were built to carry vision. While others crave attention, your soul craves alignment. While the crowd dances to noise, you're learning to move to God's whisper. And that hiddenness, that season of obscurity that feels like delay, it's actually protection, it's preparation. Because when God reveals you, it won't be a moment, it'll be a movement. You won't be recognized for blending in. You'll be elevated for standing apart. Not for clout, not for applause, but because your calling demanded it. This is the Alchemy of Awareness channel. If these signs speak to your spirit, this isn't just a list, it's confirmation. You are marked, you are called, and no matter how wild the journey looks, God's favor is on you, and the world will notice. Trust the timing. Keep walking in obedience. And don't forget, if this word found you at the exact moment you needed it, type 1111 in the comments. It's not just numbers, it's alignment, it's agreement. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. This is your space, your tribe. You're not walking alone, not anymore. Thank you for watching.